Hello, and today we're doing predictions for match day number 17 of the 2020 to 21 Premier League season. Let's get straight into the games, and the theme of the week for this time is going to be, of course, New Year's Day. Happy New Year's Day, everyone, and let's get straight into it. So I'm just going to get up my predictions. In terms of how I did last week, well, it was actually pretty nice. We got some correct scores in there, including the game between, of course, it was, I think it was was it the Brighton Arsenal game? No, in the Brighton Arsenal game, I got 5 points. But yeah, there was not bad results basically for my predictions, and I ended last week on 16 and got a correct score in the Man United game, 5 points in the game at the MX Stadium, and also a correct result in the Leeds game. So yeah, not too bad, but of course there were two games that were postponed. This week is looking like the Chelsea game should be all right to go on. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So the song of the day is going to be quite a good one. It's going to be by, let me just check who it's actually by. I've forgotten. Bear with, people, bear with. Yeah, I've forgotten who it's by, but I think it's just a New Year's Day song. So basically, we had a bit of a technical difficulty. We were scheduling one and it got taken down, and I really don't know why. So that's really frustrating, but we just have to get this video out. So the first game to predict is going to be a matchup between, of course, Chelsea and Manchester City. So I'm going to go for a Chelsea win here. I think Man City have been a bit off the pace this season, and Chelsea, on the other hand, have been quite good. So I'll say Chelsea 2, Man City 0, with goals from N'Golo Kante and Kurt Zouma. Now we've got a game between Everton and West Ham, and obviously I think West Ham have had a pretty good season, but it's just it's not gone their way at times this season. So I think they're going to lose this one 3-1 to the Toffees, with goals from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Aaron Cresswell, Abdoulaye Doucouré and Yerry Mina. The Colombian likes a good goal from a corner. And then Man United take on Aston Villa. And is this yet another thriller? Because, you know, Dean Smith's side we've seen this season don't really fear anyone. They've already battered Liverpool, they've battered Arsenal, and Man United's home form has not been brilliant. They got the win, obviously, last time against Wolves, but that was very, very late on. So I think Villa will push the Red Devils here, but United will do enough to win. Man United 3, Aston Villa 2, with goals 2 from Jack Grealish, 1 from Anthony Martial, and then Pogba scores. But then the winner for the Red Devils comes from the man of the moment, the man of 2020 on and off the pitch, Marcus Rashford. Now we've got a game between Spurs and Leeds, and this could be an exciting one. Will Son and Kane shine? Because we know how Leeds play. They're basically all out attacking, not much defending, so it could leave spaces in behind for the likes of Son and Kane, especially on the break. So it could be an exciting game, but I feel Spurs will just be the stronger one. They've got their rest after the game with Fulham was postponed, so I'm going to go with a 4-0 victory here for Tottenham, with the goal scorers a hat-trick from Son Heung-min, and then the other, a goal from the midfielder Ndombele. Now we've got a game between Crystal Palace and Sheffield United, and yeah, it's quite a tight one, this one. A big game for Sheffield United to try and get something out of, and I've seen a few people already predicting a shock win here for the Blades, but I don't see it. I think Palace will get the win, but it will be a close one, and the winner in a 1-0 victory for the Eagles, I think, will come from Patrick Van Aanholt. Now we've got a game between Brighton and Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I think this will be a 1-1 draw. I mean, Brighton have not been spectacular, and their form has been really, really poor, especially at home. Not enough wins at all, and too many draws. But I think that trend will continue because Wolves haven't been amazing recently. You know, they've been losing and trailing in a lot of games, especially the Burnley and Man United one. But they were probably counting themselves unlucky to go away from the Theatre of Dreams without a point. But I just feel that Wolves won't do enough to win here. So Brighton won, Wolves won, with goals from Dan Burn and then Adama Traore. Now we've got a game between West Bromwich Albion and Arsenal. This is a tough one to call, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 here. A lot of Arsenal fans will say, surely it's got to be a win, but if you look at your season form, overall it's been pretty disastrous. And I think you'll go 2-0 up with goals from Eddie Nketiah and Granit Xhaka. But then West Brom peg it back with an own goal from Rob Holding and another goal, unbelievably, for the centre-back Ajayi. Now we've got a game between Burnley and Fulham, and it's another 6-pointer, really. Burnley with a massive win against Sheffield United last time. Fulham, on the other hand, well, they have a rest because their players do have a case of COVID around the squad. Will this game go ahead? Well, it's probably, of all the games this weekend, the most unlikely to. But at the end of the day, I think Fulham, if they do play it, will get the win because Burnley's attacking isn't that clear to see. They got the goal from Ben Mee with quite a defensive style of play, and I don't think that's going to be sustainable. Whereas Fulham, if you look the likes of players of Lookman and Caballero, they can be quite good on the break. So I actually think Fulham will get the win here, and goals from Caballero and Ole Aina. Now we've got a game between Newcastle and Leicester City. Now, of course, this could be a close one because Newcastle have been quite decent this season. I mean, playing part of that bus tactics as always, but they still have quite a lot of, fight in their team. And Callum Wilson's always a threat. It's just, he's not been scoring many recently. So I think Leicester will get the win here. Leicester have been really impressive, and I think it will be a narrow 2-1 win to the Foxes. Goal scorers in this one, I think first will be Jamie Vardy, and then the equaliser from Isaac Hayden. And I know people might say he won't play, but I think he will get given a chance in this game and score with a header. And then the winner for Leicester City, scored by the fullback, James Justin. Now we've got a game between Chelsea and Manchester City, and I'm going to go for a Chelsea win here. I think they're the stronger team, and I think that, as I said earlier, it will be a 2-0 one. And finally, Southampton against Liverpool. It's a good game to watch this one on Monday night, and of course it does mean a return to facing Liverpool for Danny Ings. And it's funny, over the years, the amount of players that have gone from Southampton to Liverpool, Liverpool to Southampton, but they haven't really enjoyed coming against Liverpool in recent years, have the Saints, because they've actually lost 6 games in a row against them. And Hasenhüttl is still yet to get a win over Liverpool. But if you have a look at Southampton against the Big Six this season, they've not done too badly. So, yeah, it could go either way, really. But I think I'm going to fancy Liverpool. Southampton have conceded a whopping 17 goals. And they're a different side this season, you'd argue, with the likes of Ings going to be desperate to score against his former team that really didn't play him enough, and then he got the move on loan and then permanent to Southampton. But I'm going to go with Southampton 0, Liverpool 2, and the goal scorers 2 from Mohamed Salah. It's been a brief one, I know, but I just had to get this out there. Watch me now for some more YouTube videos coming up in about probably 35 minutes. But just before we end this one, whilst I remember, I do need to recover what the actual song of the week was and all that stuff. So yeah, as I said, the theme is New Year's Day, obviously. The colour of the week, I'm going to go for purple. I think that's what it was. I need to just check it up though, because I really don't know. I lost track of it. So yeah, just bear with me whilst I get to that. But of course, remember the scoring system: 3 points for a correct result, 5 for the correct goal difference and the correct result, and then 8 for the correct scoreline. And yeah, just checking, it was what I thought. The theme of the week is New Year's Day. The colour of the week actually is going to be yellow. So yellow is the colour of the week, and the song of the week is called Summer by Calvin Harris. When I met you in the summer, alright, when my heart feels down, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. Hope you have a great New Year's weekend, of course, and let's see what the results are in some of the games. It's time for 2021. It's time for some Premier League football. Let's see some games.